Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. We've got a dedication for our rundown today. This one's going out to EA, FD. Not that clever with the username there, buddy. But says, thank you. This is the highlight of my week when you upload a classic episode of Electric Playground. Of course, we've been uploading all of our previous seasons, so do enjoy those if you would like. But let's get started with your rundown. You won't be able to play Shenmue 3 this year, but you will be able to relive the first two games in the series. Sega has announced that the remastered versions of Shenmue 1 and 2 will hit the PS4, Xbox One, and PC on August 21st. They're not full remakes, but offer polished HD graphics, a more modern user interface, optional control schemes, and the ability to choose between English audio or the original Japanese. Sega says that they were planning to make these new remastered versions before Shenmue 3 was announced, but the timing will work out well, giving new and old players the chance to relive the originals before the new game comes out. Although Sega owns the rights to the first two games, they're not actually involved in the creation of Shenmue 3. That's being handled by a new independent studio founded by series creator Yu Suzuki, with publishing duties handled by Deep Silver. It was recently delayed again and is slated to arrive next year. This is huge news for Shenmue fans out there. I know there's been tons of fans like our own Jose Sanchez, Don Fubar, who has been waiting patiently for the Shenmue games. I am ecstatic that they're finally coming, and I'm very happy that they're getting remastered with the first two. I think that this is a really superb introduction to these games. They're very important in the history of the video game industry, and of course they're important to every Sega fan and every Dreamcast fan out there. And I don't know how they would market and sell the third one without some kind of attachment to the first two. So it's great that Sega's getting involved with 1 and 2. It is weird that they're not publishing the third one. I still have had a really tough time wrapping my head around a Yu Suzuki developed Shenmue game that's not coming out from Sega, but hopefully they're just as fun to play again, and hopefully the third one really lives up to expectations. I can't wait. And one game that you probably won't be seeing next year is Grand Theft Auto 6. Rockstar Games has denied rumors that a new game in the franchise has been announced. In recent days, messages started popping up in the PC version of Grand Theft Auto 5 claiming that GTA 6 has been announced for release in 2019. Writing on Twitter, the official Rockstar support account has stated that this is just a hoax on the part of modders and is not an official statement from the publisher. This doesn't mean a new GTA game isn't on the way, or even that it won't be released in 2019, but it hasn't been announced for now. One thing is for certain, we probably won't be seeing any official news about future GTA titles until after Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption 2 is released. It launches this October. We're not getting a Grand Theft Auto 6 until we get a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox, whatever they're going to call it. What are they going to call the new Xbox? I would love to hear your comments on that down below. It's going to take them a long time. Rockstar always takes their time to make the best game they possibly can, and they usually wait for the new technology to showcase their talents. They are in no rush to, push out a game hot on the heels of Red Dead Redemption 2, which they've already said is going to have a robust online component and an after-game kind of scenario, just like Grand Theft Auto Online has had for Grand Theft Auto 5. So I wouldn't expect Grand Theft Auto 6 for at least 2 or 3 years. I think we have got a long wait for that. And yes, I'm as excited as anybody is. I love the Grand Theft Auto games, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is next, and Rockstar is going to support that one for a very long time. One of the biggest gaming icons of the 90s is taking on one of the biggest movie stars from the 90s. Jim Carrey has reportedly joined the cast of the big screen Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Deadline reports that Carrey will play the villainous Robotnik, also known as Dr. Eggman, and will appear as a flesh and blood actor alongside an animated Sonic and an assortment of other animated characters and real actors, making the film a live-action CG hybrid. It's already set to star Westworld's James Marsden as the main human hero, although there's no word yet on who will voice Sonic. Filming is slated to begin soon in Vancouver, and the film will hit theaters in November 2019. This is going to be an interesting exercise here. I don't know if I'm excited about it as a movie, but listen, don't get me wrong. I love the Sonic the Hedgehog character. I love Jim Carrey, and I think James Marsden rocks too, so I'm excited to see this collection of talents all put together, but I don't have huge high hopes or expectations that this is all going to gel. We saw the kind of weird concoction of Sonic next to humanized characters in the Sonic games, and that was weird, let alone putting a cartoon Sonic next to the real world actors. I think this is just going to be very strange. But yes, I want to see this just like any other Sonic fan out there, and everybody like you and me with our fingers crossed that one day there will be an awesome video game movie. I doubt this will be the one, but we'll find out. Now, Sony's refusal to allow cross-platform multiplayer is spoiling another big game. Fallout 76 publisher Bethesda has revealed that the game will not feature cross-platform multiplayer because of Sony. Speaking with German game site GameStar.de, Bethesda's Todd Howard says that they would love to do cross-platform, but Sony's policy makes it impossible, adding that Sony is not as helpful as everyone would like. It's unclear if this means Fallout 76 won't be able to have cross-platform between the Xbox One and PC versions. Other big game makers have also voiced their opposition to Sony's policy, but the company has so far refused to budge. Listen, if you've got Todd Howard going out there and publicly saying that Sony could be more helpful, Sony, you could be more helpful. Come on, man. Todd Howard knows what he's talking about, and this just seems like a no-brainer. I mean, we've heard Sean Layden has come out and said, we need to come out with a better message or we need to deal with this. So it's becoming an issue for Sony and the PlayStation brand, and it's just a silly, virtual wall that they have put up. Players just want to play games. They just, like, I'm currently looking at Crash Bandicoot on the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox One, okay? Times have changed, and we need to be able to access our content and access our friends across whatever platform they want to play stuff on. And there are tons of games that are showing us that that's going to be a real benefit, not just for the developers and the publishers of the titles, but also for the platform holders as well. The fewer barriers that game makers and game hardware manufacturers put up for people to play and have fun with their products, the better for the industry, and Sony has got to just play nice with everybody. Come on. Now, robots are slowly but surely replacing humanity, one Hollywood stunt person at a time. The Disney Imagineering Research and Development Department has created a line of robot stunt doubles, which are meant to be used in place of flesh and blood human stunt doubles. The idea is that the robots will be a safer alternative to using real people, and they have the ability to grab, jump, flip, flail, and do other things that make them much more realistic than old-fashioned dummies. Disney plans to eventually use the robots in death-defying theme park performances and as stunt doubles in movies. This is a no-brainer, I think, but they actually do have brains. They have an autonomous brain in these robots because they have to kind of adjust for wind conditions, and they have to have a self-preservation mode in there so that these robots aren't a one-and-done kind of endeavor, because they're probably incredibly expensive for Disney to manufacture these things. But I can't wait to see robot superheroes and robot Jedi and Sith battles at Disney parks and in the movies. I think it's just going to look incredible. And of course, this just says that when Ultron does come back with the Avengers, it's going to be ridiculous. Very cool, a little bit freaky. You can't help but think of Westworld and the Terminator movies when you look at this. But if we're going to be using robots for something, we might as well be using them to put them into harm's way like this, right? Very cool stuff, Disney. All right, that wraps us up for the rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new episode of EP Live, so make sure you come back for that. In the meantime, we have tons of other content for you to check out, so please do. And if you dig it, hit subscribe, that little bell, and if you're so inclined, that sponsorship button. And remember, play forever.